It's just as well that you did it. It's just as well you did it.
I'm going to cut through, guys. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming. My name is John Costanzo. I'm the police chief for the Village of Tuckahoe, JOHN-COSTANZO. I'm joined here this afternoon by the Honorable Greg Luisi, Mayor of the Village of Tuckahoe, and Honorable Anthony Scarpino, District Attorney of Westchester County. Members of our staff are joining us as well. On Monday, August 12th, the Tuckahoe Police Department arrested a 47-year-old male on multiple criminal possession of weapons charges. The arrest resulted from an investigation into a report that the defendant made threats against his estranged wife and her family. The estranged wife is a Tuckahoe Village resident. The police were contacted by someone who heard the defendant say that he wanted to kill his wife and family, and the witness also believed this defendant to be armed. He contacted the Tuckahoe Police Department at approximately 8 p.m. Police responded, confronted the defendant, and the defendant was taken into custody without incident. This was at the Growler's Bistro at 25 Main Street in the Village of Tuckahoe. The defendant was in possession of a loaded Glock semi-automatic handgun. The defendant is identified as Matthew J. Bonanno, date of birth March 27th, 1972. He resides at 240 East Shore Road, Great Neck, New York. A subsequent search of his vehicle led to the recovery of the following: 5 assault rifles fully loaded with high-capacity magazines, 3 handguns, 29 high-capacity loaded magazines, over 1,600 rounds of ammunition, stun gun, heavy ballistic body armor, ballistic helmet, handcuffs, full head cover face masks, multiple military-style knives, brass knuckles, pepper spray fogger, scopes, binoculars, and other paraphernalia. The Tuckahoe Police Department, working closely with the Westchester County District Attorney's Office, obtained search warrants for the defendant's known residents, one in the town of Mount Pleasant, one in Great Neck, New York. In Mount Pleasant, 3 additional unlicensed handguns were recovered. In the residence in Long Island, a large cache of weapons was also recovered, including assault rifles, shotgun, handguns, high-capacity magazines, body armor, hundreds of rounds of ammunition, smoke grenades, and other weapons. Those weapons were turned over to the Nassau County Police Department. The defendant was arraigned yesterday, August 13th, by Village Justice David O. Fuller. The defendant was remanded to Westchester County Jail to await his next court appearance on August 20th, 2019. No bail was set. The Tuckahoe Police Department was assisted by the Westchester County District Attorney's Office, prosecutors, the Westchester Intelligence Center, the Mount Pleasant Police Department, the Westchester County Department of Public Safety, Real-Time Crime Center, and the Nassau County Police Department. I'm going to now ask our mayor, the Honorable Greg Luisi, to speak. We will be available to answer questions after the mayor and the district attorney speak.
Thank you, Chief. You've all heard that cliche, if you see something, say something. Well, we cannot overestimate or understate what that individual did that contacted the Tuckahoe Police Department. Obviously, this cache of weapons that was recovered was meant for some purpose other than probably harming his wife. So Without that individual coming forward, this amount of weaponry would have been out on the streets and Lord knows what would have happened. So my congratulations to our Tuckahoe Police Department for their work, the District Attorney's Office, and the municipality out of Long Island also assisted in this arrest.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to thank you, Chief. Wonderful job. And Mayor Luisi. We're very happy to be part of this discussion today. I'd like to mention I have with me members of my gang, guns, and narcotics division headed by Willie Schaefer. We have Ms. Prisco and Ms. Bronco with us today who will be involved in the prosecution of this case. We'd like to commend the Tuckahoe Police Department for acting swiftly and bringing this defendant into custody and getting these weapons secured. We can all breathe a little sigh of relief knowing that these weapons are out of the hands of someone who might cause harm to others or possibly himself. The magnitude of the weapons and other paraphernalia found is of great concern to us. We worked with the other jurisdictions. The District Attorney's Office wrote search warrants for the police to secure the weapons found in Great Neck, Long Island, as well as those in the Mount Pleasant jurisdiction. Our office will continue to work closely with the Tuckahoe Police, our other law enforcement organizations and partners, including our federal law enforcement partners, as well as the District Attorney's Office of Nassau County. As we continue this investigation, we will find out how these guns came into the defendant's possession, how they got to Westchester, and why he had such an unusual collection of weapons in the vehicle as well as at other locations. This is something that we all have to be very concerned about. It's similar to the extreme risk protection scenario that we've been pushing. It's just recently been enacted, where we had a local citizen, someone who knew this individual, who heard things that concerned him, was aware he had access to a weapon, so he actually saw the weapon, and he notified the police. So that individual really is the person that needs to be recognized for doing a wonderful job. The problem is, normally, is that you have noticed that they maybe have weapons, and then we would get an extreme risk protective order from a judge and go there and evaluate it, but this situation was different. We were aware that the weapon was in his possession or nearby, which led to the arrest because he was not authorized to have that weapon in New York, and the assault weapons clearly are not legal in New York. And so this case is going to be continuing right now. He is presently charged with several counts of criminal possession of a weapon in the third degree and in the second degree. We anticipate additional charges being filed here, possibly as well out by the Nassau County District Attorney's Office. So I want to commend the Tuckahoe Police Department for acting swiftly because something unusual was occurring. The individual at the time of his arrest appeared to be intoxicated. He appeared to be under a lot of stress, a state of crisis, and he had access to weapons that can do substantial injury. And you all don't have to think too far back as to what these types of weapons are and the type of damage they can do. Every day we're hearing about it, and we're very fortunate that this did not happen in this situation. So congratulations to Tuckahoe and their law enforcement officers, and all officers is going to be continually investigated.
Any questions?
Chief, what can you tell us about the suspect in terms of what he did for a living?
My understanding is that he's a physician.
Plastic surgeon?
I believe so.
Does he have a military background?
I'm not certain.
When you say assault rifles, are they weapons, long arms that would be illegal under New York law?
Yes, they are illegal under New York law, the ones that we recovered in Tuckahoe and the ones that were recovered in Nassau County as well.
And that's because of certain features on the guns?
That's correct.
Can you tick those off?
Can I defer to the expert?
I don't have a list here,
Okay.
but we had a scope on one of them.
Telescopic stock.
Can you come to
Just
the
a grip
microphone? Can you talk to the
break.
microphone, please?
Mr. Rocco, come on. Mr. Rocco from the District Attorney's Office.
Some of the assault rifles had the ability to accept a detachable magazine, plus pistol grip, which by itself makes it an assault rifle. Plus, a number of them had telescopic butt stops, muzzle brakes, and a number of other features. Does that answer your question?
Is there anything you can tell us about if he has a criminal background, and if so, what it could be?
The only previous arrest was for driving while intoxicated.
Can you characterize the nature of the threat that this, for lack of a better word, Good Samaritan or hero heard from the suspect?
The threat was that he was going to kill his wife and her family.
They're residents of this village?
Correct.
The threats were made at the bar?
The threats were made at the bar.
That's where they ordered.
Yes.
And did he mention the weapons during the threat? Or how did they get a...
The witness actually observed the defendant in possession of a handgun
at the bar?
at the bar.
How did the witness contact Tuckahoe Police?
He stepped outside and he made a phone call.
And where did you arrest Dr. Bonanno?
In the parking lot of 25 Main Street, which is Growler's Beer Bistro.
Did you arrange with the person who was, what arrangements were made to effectuate the arrest?
There really were no arrangements made. The officers arrived on the scene. The defendant, upon seeing the officers, stepped out into the parking lot and surrendered without any resistance.
And you had mentioned that the witness saw one gun. Did the witness also know about the other guns and all the ammunition?
I don't believe so.
So he just went on into on the one gun and found the gun.
That's correct.
So the witness heard him say things and saw the gun that made him call the police?
I believe the witness observed this person with the handgun in his possession and heard him say that he wanted to cause harm to his family.
Did he have an order, was there an order of protection against him that expired?